Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 33 of the Pokemon Cup Series. Today we're here at Kentucky Speedway for the running of the Quaker State 400. On the pole today we have the 14 of Rich Roy, and on the outside is the 34 of Daniel Bouchard. Row 2 is Billy Bishop and Riley Spurlytube. Row 3 is John Mendez and Cody Smart. In row 4 we have Patrick Smith and Derek Hamill. And running out your top 10 are Zach Fitzwater and Roger Ray, who won last week's race at Pocono Raceway for his third win of Season 33. Will Roger Ray get his fourth win of the season here at Kentucky? Only one way to find out. 26 laps around this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval. And next weekend will be a challenge for these guys. It'll be their second race in a road course, and that'll be Watkins Glen. But for now, these guys will be giving their all here at Kentucky Speedway, hopes of making that playoff berth. Green flag is out in the Quaker State 400. So Rich Roy off to a pretty great start already in this race. And Riley Spurlytube goes down low to take second place from Daniel Bouchard. And Roger Ray's already worked his way up to the top 5. Always a dominating car, so far the most dominating car of the season. Like I said, already has 3 wins to his name. Could be a favorite to win the championship. John Mendez takes second place, and he's got it. And here comes Patrick Smith. Can he make it through? Yes, he will. Smith is second. There's Gatlin Downey in third place now. In that 66 Ford car. And here's the 42 of Cullen Francis. And bumps out Downey. Gets second. There's Zach Fitzwater up to third place, and now it looks like these guys are taking turns at becoming the one that tries to catch the 14. The 4 probably might try to help out his teammate. Always gonna get bumped though by the 43 Derek Hamill. Donovan Duthit. Hamill's in 72. And they're crashing already on lap 6. A huge wreck. Hamill's involved. I just mentioned him by accident, and he gets into a wreck. Roger Ray's involved as well. They'll race back to the caution. Belvin is your leader. Second. And Roy leads. Man, I'm making so many mistakes now. Oh, boy. Gosh. 3 wide, and this might not go well. They're crashing now. Leaders wrecking. Trying to get away from the lap traffic. This is insane. Are they going to get out of there? Are they going to move? Oh man, I have never seen something like this. One car is out, and Roy, is he going to back up in time? No, these cars are out. But Roy's going to back up in time. I don't know if he is. I have never seen that before. And Roy's out. This is unbelievable. I have never, ever seen this kind of wreck before. I can't believe what I just saw. Wow. This is a disgrace. This is a mess and a disgrace. Roy led to the line, but that's not the worst part. Why didn't Cody Smart go... Wait, Cody Smart wrecked in turn 1. Why didn't he go to pit road? This was the caution, by the way. This was the crash near the start-finish line. And look at the cars just involved. It was a pile-up. Huge wreck. But that was not the big story. That was not the big issue. The big issue was that Cody Smart was slow. He should have gone down to the grass. Either that or the leader should have slowed down in time just to avoid Smart. But instead, everybody just went all in, and this is what happened. A mess with the leaders. And what were they doing? What were these guys doing? Why were these guys just sitting there? Why did they move up to full speed? They were going like 60 miles an hour. There were leaders coming in much faster than that. So why did they go faster? Why didn't they avoid the traffic? This is a nightmare. Rich Roy wrecks with the leaders. He was the leader of the race, and now he gets caught up in a mess. This has never happened before. I mean, this is a disgrace. See all these cars retiring, all damaged, all going to pit road. Roy couldn't even make it in time. What a disgrace. This is a mess. This is a complete joke. And Justin Roberts, he wrecked under yellow by Christian Vargas. I don't know what they were going up against. I don't know what they were doing. Oh my gosh. I don't know what they were doing. So who the leader is now? Who's the leader? Only a handful of cars are left on track. Who's going to lead the race? Whoever started second, I don't know. I don't know who's going to lead the race. It could be anybody now. Everybody on pit road, and they're saying it's the 11 of Angel Oliveira, but everybody comes to pit road except for Oliveira, who takes the lead. I think it's the 11. It's the 11. They're saying Oliveira's the leader. Only 12 cars on the lead lap. This is a disaster. This has never happened in the Cup Series before, and Angel Oliveira is out in front. Somehow, some way. Wow, I gotta go back and see if how they scored Oliveira as the race leader. This was the race back to the caution, and he got wrecked. But I guess he went out in front, went back into the circle, and look, he stopped, and wow, he stopped, and he got lucky. He got really lucky that he did not, that all the cars disappeared in time before he was going to disappear. He was at 0 miles per hour. He was going to stop, but then he saw the cars, and then he started moving back. Wow. That's how he got the lead. And now he's got a 1-minute lead over everybody else. Alexander rose up to second, Richardson's third, Friesen's fourth. But the leader, the Focus main leader, is Angel Oliveira. And he has the potential to lap the entire field to win this race. I don't think that has ever happened in the Pokemon Cup Series race before. But he could try. We're going green here at Kentucky. And Angel Oliveira is really slow. I mean, very, very slow. Look at all the cars passing by. I mean, he is really, really slow. It's surprising to see him go out in front as the leader, because he's going extremely slow. I think everybody else might catch up to him. 26 seconds now his lead is up to, but I'm sure that's going to go all the way. Oh man, Angel Oliveira. He's going to get swarmed. He is going to be swarmed by race leaders behind him. I mean, that 1 minute lead was just nothing now. At least he's still out in front, hoping for a caution to come out. Maybe save him some fuel and tires and hopefully still be out in front. But unfortunately, he is not. He's in another level. Because Rowe is running 205 miles per hour. Oliveira's only running 190 miles per hour. Almost 190 miles per hour. And it looks like the leaders are going to catch up to him. Wow. We only had one caution the entire day, yet it took out most of the entire field. Oliveira hanging on by a thread, only a 16.5 second lead. He had a 1 minute lead over everybody at the start of the restart, but obviously didn't have the power nor the equipment to hold the lead like that. But he's counting down laps and gonna make this an interesting battle now. Trying to, for his dear life, trying to hang on for whatever he had left. But I'm sure everyone's gonna catch up to him right now. His lead is down to 10 seconds, and it's only a matter of time until everybody starts catching up with the 11. In comparison, Rowe's running second, and he's gonna come. He's coming. I'm sure he's going to want to take that lead. Unless if a caution comes out, he'll probably... Well, if a caution comes out, then everyone's going to be behind him. And now the lead's down to 7 seconds. And you can see Rowe behind the 11 car. So it's only going to be a matter of time before Oliveira loses the lead. Oh boy, this is going to be very, very, very tricky for these guys to pass the 11 in a smooth and clean fashion. Here they come. They're coming behind him. They're going for the 11. They're going for the 11 car as the leader. Now it's anybody's race. Just 8 to go, and here comes Rowe, and he's gonna get the lead away. There he goes. There goes Rowe. There goes second place Richardson. There goes Lopez. There goes Hawkins. Fast should be coming up quick. There he goes, passing up on the high lane. And there goes the rest of the pack. And we all knew Oliveira was... Yeah, Oliveira just didn't have a chance. He never stood a chance at trying to keep that race lead. Well, it's a shame because he was deserving of a win, and now he crashes out! Steve Morgan just said he had enough, and he just spins him out! Wow! You gotta be kidding me! Oh, now they're crashing in the back. This is hilariously awful. The leader is Colin Francis. I think Rowe went down pit road before the caution. Yes, he did. But it will be a benefit for these guys, I'm sure of it. Francis leads under yellow with 6 to go. And by the way, we should get 1 or 2 more laps left of racing. But I think Steve Morgan just said he just didn't want to deal with Angel Oliveira, the slower car, and he just took him out right here. He just took him out, just got it out, and Oliveira is out. And meanwhile, Fitzwater and Tharp spin out into turn 3, causing a crash of their own. So I'm sure we're not going to have a problem with the cars going too slow to avoid the wreckage again. And now Francis is down pit road and he has lost the lead. So they're off pit road now, and let's see who leads the race. It appears it might be Lopez. I don't know. I don't know who leads the race. They're saying it's Donovan Duthit. The 43 is leading the race. How about that? The 43 leads the race with 2 laps to go here at Kentucky. In one of the probably the strangest race I've ever done in the Cup Series ever, Donovan Duthit leads over Raleigh Spurley, Tube, and Cullen Francis. And there's Steve Morgan up to 4th place. Who's going to win this race here at Kentucky? Oh man, I can't wait to find out. Let's see if Duthit will handle the restart well. Here we go to the green flag here at Kentucky. Not surprisingly, Steve Moore takes 2nd place. Spurley, Tube, contact! Russell! Now they're slowing down in front of them. Now it's going to go all downhill. Downey spins. Olvera's around 19 spins. They'll race back to the yellow. And we really needed that overtime finish. Definitely, because this was going to be a mess all the way. This was going to be a mess all the way, and it's a relief to see that this race will end in overtime. Wait a minute. Why they're still going... Wait. They're still going at top speed. Are they starting in overtime? Wait. I don't think they are. Steve Morgan's going to win this race. No, they did not go... Wait, what? What's going on? They usually should slow down. Why did they slow down? The caution came out before the white flag, so we clearly need an overtime finish, but... What? Let me just check to be sure the caution came before they crossed the start-finish line. Right here, the lights are on. Yeah, caution came before they crossed the start-finish line, no doubt about it. But why were they going at full speed on the white flag? There's the white and caution flag. That should have brought the caution out. And yet they were going at like almost 200 miles per hour. They were only going slow by like about 10 miles per hour. So you couldn't tell if they were really slowing down for the caution or not. Were they racing back? They were going a little slower there, but it was only to avoid the lap traffic. But they should have stopped and gone behind the pace car, but for some reason they didn't. And they just went by the pace car. I don't get it. I really do not get this race. Steve Morgan, I don't know if he's declared the winner. I really don't know. I honestly do not know. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this race. Oh, this has been a really, really bad, bizarre race. I mean, hands down, this has been a bizarre race. I mean, everything just went wrong the entire way around, and now we don't know if we're going to declare Morgan as the winner, or we're going to have that 2-lap overtime finish, because they went full speed on the final lap. I don't know. I do know that the caution came before the white flag came, so we should have an overtime finish, and that's what I'm thinking about doing. But Steve Morgan, he went full speed ahead, and all the others went full speed, and they passed the pace car. So I don't know if they really should have taken the caution or not. I just have no clue, guys. I am going to have to decide whether or not that we're going to have an overtime finish or not. So just bear with me, guys, and we'll be back and try to sort everything out. Alrighty, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the 2-lap overtime here at Kentucky, because the caution came out before the white flag. However, Steve Morgan will still be eligible and automatically entered. I should say not just eligible, but automatically entered into the Season 33 Pokemon Cup Series playoffs because he won the race before overtime. So I'm going to make those the results we had in that race official. However, no points will be calculated, but the win will count and will automatically get Steve Morgan into the playoffs. However, I will run a 2-lap overtime finish, and again, points will not be calculated from this overtime finish. But if Steve Morgan wins, then Steve Morgan will still, either way, Steve Morgan will automatically be entered into the playoffs, even with just one win. And even if he doesn't win for the rest of the season onwards, he'll automatically get in the playoffs with the win here at Kentucky. Regardless, because of the messy race we had here at Kentucky Speedway. It was crazy. He was the survivor to win the race. So he will automatically be a playoff driver, even with just one win here at Kentucky, regardless of what happens. But we will run a 2-lap overtime finish to see if Morgan could have held on to that lead and win. And if Morgan does not win, the driver that did win will also lock his or her spot into the playoffs. That's only if Steve Morgan, anybody but Steve Morgan, gets locked in. And anyone that doesn't have a win, that is, that too. So, anyway, this is the 2-lap overtime finish. Again, this is not going to count. But the only one position that's going to count is going to be whoever wins this race. That's the only thing that'll count from this 2-lap dash in overtime. Here we go to the green flag. Looks like Steve Morgan is holding steady right now. And here we go to the white flag with 1 lap to go. And look at Cullen Francis get the good run on that low line. Last lap, overtime. Here we go. Steve Morgan trying to block Francis. Can he do it? It doesn't look like he will. And now the 42 leads. Francis in front to the final corner. Does Canario have a chance? And we'll see, last corner, and he's not going to have the chance. Cullen Francis will take the 2-lap overtime result, and therefore he will automatically be eligible for the playoffs. So by rule, because Kentucky was a huge mess in the race, I've decided to have Steve Morgan and Cullen Francis automatically make their way into the playoffs. The only win that'll count from Kentucky, though, officially, will be Steve Morgan. So Steve Morgan will actually be the only driver officially counted with the win in this season's race here at Kentucky. Cullen Francis, though, did win the 2-lap overtime, and just like we planned. So he will also be automatically eligible to be in the playoffs, regardless if he has another win or not. So both Steve Morgan and Cullen Francis are locked in automatically, regardless to the playoffs. And I've decided that I will expand the playoffs to 18 drivers. You heard me right. I will expand the playoffs to 18 drivers for the Cup Series just for this season, so that I can accommodate both Morgan and Francis into the playoffs because of this controversial Kentucky race. Just so that we can make up for it, so these two can get in either way, and the other 16 don't get denied of a playoff spot because of this mess that we had of a race in Kentucky, and that the points are not counted in this race. The results from the scheduled distance will actually count towards not be counted towards points, but will count towards the results. But the overtime one, the overtime results, all this is not going to count. The only one that will count is the first position. That's Cullen Francis. But Francis won't be credited with the race win Kentucky. Steve Morgan will. So Francis is the overtime winner, I should say, the de facto overtime winner in Kentucky, and the race winner overall is Steve Morgan in the 51. So Steve Morgan and Cullen Francis, after both are winners at Kentucky, automatically are in the playoffs regardless of what happens. And the playoff field will be expanded to 18 drivers to accommodate this move. Not sure how the eliminations are going to work, but I'll figure out how eliminations will work with 18 drivers in the playoffs rather than 16 as normal. So I hope you enjoyed this bizarre race here at Kentucky Speedway, and we'll see you guys next weekend at Watkins Glen International. So hopefully this will be a lot better than the race we had here at Kentucky. So we'll see you guys all at the Glen.